Good afternoon to one and all. Yesterday we will see the simple events and the complementary events as well as the axioms of probability. What will be the three important axioms of probability? Now let's see some theorems. Yesterday we will solve one theorem. Now try to solve all of the theorems. In this theorem, what they will be asked? They will be asked E1 and E2 are the two events of a sample space such that E1 will be the subset of E2. What we have to prove? P of E2 minus E1, that will be equal to P of E2 minus P of E1. We already know the formulas for the how to derive this formula P of E2 minus E1 from the events yesterday class, events formula. The formula will be the, if you take proof E1 will be the subset of E2. You already know E2 that will be equal to E1 union E2 minus E1 and E1 intersection E2 minus E1, that will be equal to sum 5. If you apply the probability for that, what will happen? If you apply the probability for this, P of E2 that will be equal to P of E1 union P of E2 minus E1. Right? If you know the formula for the union, that will be the P of E1 plus P of E2 minus E1. Here P of E2 that will be equal to the P of E1 plus P of E2 minus E1. Let's see. Just here P of E2, just move this P of E1 to the left hand side. What will happen? P of E2 minus P of E1, that will be equal to P of E2 minus E1. This will be the proof. In this question, you can clearly observe, if you know this formula from the events from the yesterday class, if you know this formula, solving these two steps will be so easy. Let's see one more theorem. What they will be asked? Same, if E1 and E2 are the two events of a sample space such that P of E1 intersection E2 plus P of E1 intersection E2 bar, that will be equal to P of E1. This was the question. They will be asked, you have to solve this theorem for the proof. If you can observe, if you see this P of E1 intersection E2 bar, what you can observe? That means if E1 will be happen E2 cannot be happen. If E2 will be happen and E0 can be happen, this will be just like a complement case. This will be vice versa, right? If you take P of E1 intersection E2 bar, what will be the formula? That will be the E1 minus E1 intersection E2, right? This was the formula. And another formula also there, union and E1 intersection E2, that will be the subset of E1. Now let's apply the probability for this. What will happen? P of E1 intersection E2 complement, that will be equal to the probability of E1 minus probability of E1 intersection E2, and simply just move this to the left hand side. What will happen? That will be the P of E1 intersection E2 bar plus P of E1 intersection E2, that will be equal to the P of E1. Okay, this was the proof. This theorems will be so simple only if you get this logic. If you get this logic, this after apply the probability will be so simple only. You don't worry about that. Next theorem. If E1 and E2 are the two events of a sample space such that E1 will be the subset of E2, then P of E1 will be subset of P of E2. Okay, this was the theorem. They will be given. We have to solve this P of E1, that will be the subset of P of E2. How we can solve? If you take E1 that will be the subset of E2, and then you already know, if you apply the probability for this will be the P of E1 minus E2, that will be greater than or equal to 0. So here if you solve this will become the P of E1 minus P of E2, that will be greater than or equal to 0. And next we will see P of E1 will be the greater than or equal to P of E2, right? If you, but what the condition they will be asked? P of E1 less than or equal to P of E2. If you exchange this, here the greater than will become to the less than or equal to. There, if you want the P of E2, then this greater than or equal to will be changed to the less than or equal to. Less than or equal to P of E1. Okay, this was the proof. Next, then sample space such that P of E in between 0 to 1. You already know probability of event, it will be the 0 to 1. It can't be the non-negative number. Let's solve this theorem. Here you already know event that will be the subset of S, right? Hence, if you apply the probability of an event that will be less than or equal to P of S, and here probability of an event it will be less than or equal to 1. From the definition, you already know P of S that will be always will be greater than or equal to 1, right? From definition, probability of event that will be greater than or equal to 0. Hence, P of E that will be in between 0 to 1. This was the proof for the P of E in between 0 to 1. In this session, we will solve some easy questions only. Don't worry about that. In the next class, we will discuss some important concepts and solve some tough questions. Okay? This session is for the just like a formula brush up session only, and solve some simple and easy questions. You will get to know how easy this probability, random variables and stochastic subject will be. Let's solve some simple question. Problem. Easy problem. A die is thrown. Find the probability of getting a composite number. Right? A dice is thrown. Find the probability of getting a composite number. You already know the difference between the prime number and the composite number from your school standard, high school standard only. Right? If you solve this problem, what will be the sample space? If you throw a die, what will be the maximum chances of sample space? S will be the 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6, and for this 1 2 3 4 5 6 the probability of composite number we have to find. Composite number means if you get the more number of factors. For example, if you see, for example 15 if I take, that means what will be the factors? Will be there 5 into 3 and 3 into 5. 5 into 3 and 3 cross 5. You will get the 2 or more factors. Then it will become the composite number. Similarly, use this concept for this sample space of an event in the random experiment of a die. If you see 1, no, 2, no, 2 or more factors, it will not be possible. Next 3 also not possible. Next 4 is also possible, right? 4 possible. And next 5 is also not possible, and 6 is possible. So composite numbers be the 4 comma 6. How many composite numbers for a single ray is thrown? That will be the 4 comma 6. So n of a, that will be equal to the 2. This will be equal to the m, and this will be the n. The probability of an event for n mutual exclusive events, that will be the p of e, that will be equal to the m divided by n. Here 2 divided by 6, that will be equal to 1 divided by 3. Probability of event be the 1 divided by 3. And next we will see one more question. And question be the p of a, that will be equal to 1 divided by 2, and p of b, that will be equal to 1 divided by 4, and next p of a intersection b, that will be equal to 1 divided by 8. What they will be asked? You have to find out the p of a union b. What will happen? You have to find out this. Just pause the video and solve it by yourself. Later I will be explain this simple question. You already know the formula. This will be the simple answer only. Here the answer be the P of A union B, that will be equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. What will be the P of A? P of A be the 1 by 2 plus what will be the P of B? That will be the 1 divided by 4 minus what will be the P of A intersection B? That will be the 1 divided by 8. If you take the LCM for this, you will get the 5 divided by 8. This will be the P of A union B. Simple questions only. In this section we can solve. And next, another question. Based on this formula only, we can solve 1, 2, 3 questions. P of A will be equal to 0.25 and P of B that will be equal to 0.50 and P of A union B is equal to 0.59. What will be the P of A intersection B? P of A intersection B. What will happen? Let's see. P of A intersection B that will be equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A union B. Okay. Here this will become the 0.25 plus 0.50 minus 0.59. The answer will be the 0.16. This will be the P of A intersection B. And solve one more simple question. Then we can conclude the session. The question be the P of A union B that will be equal to 0.65 and P of A intersection B that will be equal to 0.15. And what they will be asked? Find P of A bar plus P of B bar. Similarly, pause the video and solve it by yourself. If you can't get the answer, then play the video and see my solution. How you can solve this? You already know if any complement will be there, how you can write. If you want to remove that complement, you just have to put the 1 minus. Then that complement will be removed. You have to write 1 minus P of A. Plus same, if you want to write P of B bar, similarly, if you want to remove the complement, just put the 1 minus, then the complement will get removed, hence it will become the 1 minus P of B. Okay, you already know P of A union B that will be equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. This was the only one formula we have. And if you want to write P of A in terms of P of A bar, what you have to put? You have to put 1 minus. That will be the 1 minus P of A bar plus 1 minus P of B bar minus P of, this will be the A intersection B, and here this will be the P of A union B. And if you want to write P of A union B, this will be the 1 plus 1, that will be the 2, plus P of A intersection B minus 2, that will be equal to P of A bar plus P of B bar. And what will be the P of A union B? P of A union B, that will be the 0.65 plus P of A intersection B, that will be the 0.15 minus 2, that will be equal to the P of A bar plus P of B bar. And if you solve this, how much you will get? That will be the 1.2. 1.2, that will be equal to the P of A bar plus P of B bar. In this way we can solve it if you know the formula. I hope that this session is very easy for you. Why? Because this will be in simple theorems and the simple proofs as well as the simple problems. In the next concept, we will see the conditional probability as well as the joint probability and Bayes theorem. And after that, we solved some problems on the Bayes theorem. Thank you.